I have said on more than one occasion that when you enter a contract, a lot of these contracts, these carriers for leases and lease purchase agreements, your your agreement is slanted or favored to the carrier, the one leasing you the equipment. And under the law, it is well known that in the event that a contract favors the person who or the entity who wrote the contract, if it's slanted in their favor, courts will always rule that uh, it, things in favor of the non-writing party. So in this case, if you enter a lease purchase agreement or you have your own truck and you lease it on with a carrier, if things go wrong and you wind up going to court, courts look at the contract and see how it's slanted heavily favors them, the person or organization who wrote the contract and presented the contract to you. They're going to tell everyone that, in that situation, it goes in favor of the non-writing party. And now, this is about EOS and their contract. I keep getting questions about things. Now, in their agreement, it will state, let me scroll up here real quick, this lease, long-term lease. It will say in here that, this agreement can be canceled at any time by either party. Now, if you cancel the lease, all right, there's a section in their contract called return of vehicle. In the event that you terminate this agreement prior to the lease termination date, which is set forth in their Schedule A, you agree to pay EOS an amount of $1,400 from the date of this agreement as liquidated damages for such early termination. You acknowledge that in the event of an early termination of this agreement, EOS will suffer damages in lost lease payments. Further, in preparing the vehicle to be released and otherwise maintaining an idle vehicle. I really don't see that that's going to bode well for EOS if you took them to court or even in arbitration. You acknowledge that actual damages will be difficult to ascertain and calculate, and that the amount set forth herein is a reasonable approximation of such damages. You agree that these liquidated damages may be deducted from the reserve account described in paragraph 13. You also agree that EOS, at its sole discretion, may pursue actual damages in lieu of these liquidated damages for any early termination of this agreement. And good luck with that. The way this is written, they're trying to get you to commit to the agreement that what they say goes, and you have no argument whatsoever. You're going to go along with whatever they say, whatever they suggest, even though it's unreasonable and unrealistic. When they say that maintaining an idle vehicle, well, if whenever they acquire these vehicles, that's a risk they take. They have company drivers as well as lease purchase drivers. So while they're waiting to lease this truck to someone, they have other trucks out there earning them revenue. I've got documentation from previous EOS lease purchase individual that will clearly show while this guy was there for, I think, around 7 or 8 months, it actually cost him over $5,000 out of his own pocket to be at EOS for that 7 or 8 month period. Most months he went in the hole. He had a few pretty good months, but most of the months that he was at EOS as a lease purchase guy, always running over 2,000 miles a week, typically right around 2,500, I think it is. I'd have to go back and look to be sure. Rarely did he take home $1,000. Now, during orientation, they painted all sunshine and rainbows. Hey, if you're going to do 9 hours a day every single day, you'll do well here. If you're going to drive for 9 hours a day, well, you're going to average 2,500 to 3,000 miles a week. And that just was not the case. This guy kept a spreadsheet for every single week that he was there. He's documented everything. He has every email exchange between him and the people at EOS, from his recruiter to dispatcher and all those in between. So keep that in mind. This is not at all a fair or even a reasonable agreement that EOS puts out wanting you to sign. Be cautious of what you sign. Be aware. And please, please, please take your time. Read over everything. Have an attorney review it before you sign, okay? You guys be safe. Take care, and I'll see you down the road. Bye.